All right, good morning, guys. Due to the power outage that many of you guys are experiencing, we are going to film this lesson so you have access to it at any part of the day, okay? We started 1.2 notes yesterday, so you guys should have most of it already completed. Now you can actually go through my notes and relook at it if you need to by viewing it on this. But we just have a few things to go over, and then we're pretty much going to start our homework assignment, okay? So we talked about order of operations yesterday. So we had the PEMDAS, right? Our parentheses always come first, then our exponents, then we had multiplication and division, followed by addition and subtraction. We always have to go in that order, all right? So that's what all these problems we're practicing up here. Our calculator can do a lot of that for us, but it's important to understand the process that goes behind it. What we ended with yesterday is something called evaluating an expression. Now, when we evaluate an expression, we want to solve it. Evaluating means to solve, all right? We are not simplifying, we are evaluating, all right? So evaluate means to solve. Now, we cannot solve this problem. This is impossible to solve because of the variables, all right? So you see the x, you see this x right here, you see the z, and you see the y. We cannot solve a problem that has multiple variables. But because we are given these codes up here saying that x is the same as 4, y is the same as 1, and z is the same as 5, we can actually substitute those numbers in for the equation to solve it. So we are just going to rewrite the equation, but instead of x, we're going to put the number 4 in. Instead of z, we're going to put the number 5 in. And instead of y, we're going to put the number 1 in. And again, where did I get those three numbers? Well, right up here. It's telling us that x is the same as 4, y is the same as 1, and z is the same as 5. So now I'm going to rewrite my problem with those numbers in it. So we have 4 parentheses, then we have 4 plus 3 parentheses 5. Okay, so we have to put that 5 in there. Oops, plus. There we go. And then plus 6 parentheses 1. All right. Now this may look complicated because there's a lot of parentheses in there. But remember, parentheses, all it is doing is it is dividing up the problem to show us where multiplication is happening. Parentheses represent multiplication. When two things are touching and there's nothing between them, that is multiplication. So right here between the 3 and the 5, that is multiplication. Between the 6 and the 1, that is multiplication. And then ultimately, the 4 is going to be multiplied by everything inside of here. Okay, so let's break down this problem. The first thing we need to do is P is for parentheses. Do we have any parentheses in this problem? Yeah, we got a few, right? So let's simplify those. The first thing we can simplify is this right here, 5 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15. So we're going to write 15 down here. All right. And now that re-simplifies again. So now I'm going to rewrite my problem out again, the entire thing. And I have 4 parentheses. And then I have 4 plus 15 parentheses plus 6 parentheses 1. Okay. So all we did was just this step right here. 3 times 5 is 15. Now we see that we can add these two together. Okay, we can add those two together. So we're going to go ahead and combine those now. We have 4 plus 15. So now, and that is going to be 19. And we also could do 6 times 1 right now if we wanted to, because we just know that's 6. So we can go ahead and do that at the same time. All right. And then I'm going to rewrite my equation. And it's going to look a lot more simple now. So we got 19 and plus 6. All right. So now the next step, we have parentheses that came first, and then we had exponents, then we had multiplication and division. Okay, we have no division, but we do have multiplication. So now we have to go do our multiplication. Okay, and then we had adding and subtracting. So the only two things we have left is addition and multiplication. So we have our multiplication here that comes first. We need to do this part first. All right, so you got 4 times 19, and then you're going to add 6 to that. All right, so we're going to add our text box right here. 66. All right, so we got 4 times 19, which is 76, and then we're going to go ahead and add 6 to that. All right, so the 76 comes from right here. And then the last step is just to add that together. 76 plus 6 is 82, and that is our answer. Now, that seems like a lot, and it's super important to understand those steps, okay? But again, some of you guys might be able to combine some of these steps together, kind of like I did at this phrase right here. All right, so just remember that some of this can be combined, but that does look like a lot. So let's do one more together, all right, and then you guys are going to be off on your own. We have this problem over here. The first thing is we have to replace any letters that we see. Well, we only have one letter in this equation, all right, which is the 4 right here. With the x is going to represent 4. So ultimately, this problem here, it is a fraction, but remember, a fraction is just a way to divide. So what we're going to do is we're going to solve the entire top. Right, we're going to solve this top, and then we're going to divide it by 11 at the end, okay, because it's a fraction, which is division. So let's go ahead and solve the top first. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite just the top right here as 4, okay, and then parentheses, and then I have to plug in that 4 that we get up here, right, because x equals 4. So we have x equals 4. And that is squared. So I'm going to use this little caret to show to the second power. Actually, I might be able to use the equation key too. And you guys will find different ways to do this. It's probably on here somewhere, but I don't want to waste a bunch of time looking around for it, guys. But basically, we have to represent it. So we're going to do the caret, which is a control 6 and 2. That means this is being times by it twice, and then plus 2. All right. And then that's all going to be divided by, that's all, I can write that in for you guys too. It's all going to be divided by 11. All right, so let's break this down now. Do we have parentheses? No. Do we have exponents? Yes, we do. Okay, we don't have the parentheses, but we have the exponent. That says 4 to the second power. Now, that's not 4 times 2. That is 4 times 4. Okay, this tells you how many times to multiply the base by each other. So basically, this problem is going to turn into 4 times 16, because 4 times 4 is 16. So this part right here, this number right here equals 16. All right. So then we have 4 times 16. All right, plus 2, and that's all divided by 11. Okay. Now next, we have to do 4 times 16. All right, and go ahead and use a calculator if you need to do that for that. 4 times 16 is 64. So I'm just going to move it right over here for you. Text box. So we have 64 plus 2. So a lot, like that step right there, guys, a lot of you guys could do that step by itself because you know what 64 times 2 is, plus 2 is, okay? So we have 64 plus 2, which is 66. So I'll go down here with that. And then ultimately, we're left with 66 over 11, which is divided by 11. All right. And 66 divided by 11 is going to be 6. So your answer is going to be 6 there, okay? So that all that is solving an algebraic expression by plugging in numbers, substituting numbers, replacing numbers for variables, okay? So you guys are going to be doing chapter 1.1. Here, I'll bring it up really quick. Worksheet. All right, you're going to open that with Kami. I'm going to attach that in Google Classroom for you guys. Not Google Classroom, on Canvas for you guys. But you're going to go ahead and open it through Kami. And here you go. Okay. So you're going to just solve these problems one step at a time. Take your time. At least try writing them out. If you have a hard time solving them, that's fine. Come to class with questions. But ultimately, this is what you guys are going to be doing. All right. So you got a few practices. The problems to practice. All right. Have a good one, guys. I'll be at class for those of you who have internet access. Otherwise, I will answer any questions you guys have on Thursday. Yep, that's all I got for you.